Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we are currently, well, still in our disaster, unfortunately. We're working on it though, and we're actually in a pretty decent spot here with our equilibriums. Mostly. And all we need now is for this timer to expire. We're otherwise ready to go. So that's absolutely phenomenal. We've got 4 years on that, unfortunately, but turns out this is an and, not an or. So that's okay. So we'll just let that continue for another 4 years here, and we'll have to deal with some rebels soon. Now, we're going to finish up our smelter in Shire very shortly, and that's going to dramatically increase, in theory, our output from Shire. So that's wonderful. Incompetent diplomats. I mean, that's a little rough. I don't really want our nobles to lose more satisfaction because I don't know what the status of the noble rebellion is. The noble rebellion was at like 90% before we counteracted it. I'm going to replace them. I want to find out. If they start having a faction again, I want to see whether that reset the progress or not, because that's going to be important to know. Although I don't know if that's going to actually happen here. We'll see. So the nobles are going to be sad, but that's fine. The rural smelter up in Shire has now finished. So that is, of course, excellent. And we are eventually going to want to get more RGO going on up here. Question is that a now thing? No, we've still got 29 months until our RGO is fully recruited for. So at this moment, there's not really a reason to expand that. So that is noted. If we want to go for an RGO, it should be somewhere else, which would end up being Amora Gadal getting sugar. Which is probably worthwhile. When this is talking about the tax base, is that annualized or is that monthly? Because that's insane. Every estate in a location receives a tax-based share and pays a portion of it to the treasury according to the tax rate imposed on them. Okay. So we're not getting a lot of benefit from this right now while we're in the disaster because we have the minus 25% equilibrium penalty. This right here. So that's good to know, but this would still be investing in our future. So I think I'm going to... Oh, it's now 45 to upgrade these. That has gotten more expensive. Okay, good to know. We'll hold out for now. Hang on. Damat just declared war on us. And Elodia also presented a humiliate CB on us. Hang on. So, I don't know why Damat thinks they can do this, because they can't. Now, will Elodia actually attack us? I don't know, but here's what I do know. I'm going to just march our professional troops down, and I'm thinking about expanding our professional troops. I feel like that's definitely something that would be good to do. Specifically, archers are a unit type infantry. Okay. We've got these, which are a special type of infantry, and that's probably the infantry that we're going to end up going for. Let's see. So, in terms of our actual battle statistics, this is their power, speed, flanking ability, and strength damage taken. I think for our infantry, the core concern here would be the combat power. So this would end up being 1 combat power, and if you compare that to the footmen that we already have, it's actually identical. These do have minus 50% attrition loss, though. So that's noted. For now, what I'm thinking about is cavalry, but these are very expensive. So that is noted. So we've got 4, 5, and 200, and then this is 4, 5, and 200. Minus 10% here on the strength damage done for cavalry versus for armored horsemen. So what reason is there to buy horsemen over armored horsemen? because they also don't have that minus 20 or that 20% reduction of morale damage taken. Okay, that's noted. Well, for now, we're going to go down and fight Demont. I don't know why they decided to do this. And I really do think that we want to expand the size of our army, our professional army. Which really means that we would end up recruiting some additional infantry here, right? Which we can't afford to do yet. Okay, so Bassa has fallen. Yeah, they attacked us kind of out of the blue. I was a little surprised by that. We're going to head down to here, and I do want to recruit an additional unit on the month tick. Okay. Culture capacity +1, that's nice. And diplomatic capacity, army morale recovery speed is okay. I mean, our recovery speed is pretty quick right now, but I'm going to grab that. That seems fine. Now, I do want to think about recruiting an additional unit, and we can afford to do this. So if we were to do this, we could recruit this right down over here. No, the price is more expensive down here. Okay, so we would want to recruit this up over this direction, but we can't actually afford it because we went negative in our income, which is unfortunate, to be sure. So we're just going to walk on down over here, and we can see that they are currently traveling into Siru, which is here. Gotcha. Looks good. I'm going to let us... I'm not actually going to let us recover, am I? Yeah, I am. I'm going to let our morale recover a little bit. And then we're going to think about going in here. Siru has fallen, and the question is, why can't we see them at this moment? That's interesting, isn't it? I'm going to go in regardless. These are professional forces, and I don't think that they... Oh, they actually came in and attacked us. That was a huge mistake on their part. We stack wiped their force. They should not have attacked us. I really wanted to fight them. Okay. Well, we're going to take this back. I don't know why they declared this war on us, to be honest. This was a bad move on their part. So we're going to walk down over this direction. Our crown prince died. He was our heir. Do we have another heir? I'm assuming that we do have another heir. Let's see here. We have no children? Our crown prince was only 1 year younger than us. We should probably marry a noble. Done. Okay, let's see if we can get ourselves an heir. That would be a very useful thing to have. So we're going to take over Bassa here. No problem. And yeah, there is this rebel movement. That's understood. So we're going to come in over here. I'm noticing that Alodia has not declared war on us. They got a CB, but they haven't declared. So that's definitely interesting, right? Hi, pause menu. That's definitely interesting. So we're going to occupy their capital, and this war's over at this point. There's nothing they can do. Well, we may have to actually occupy out over here. I'm not sure if that's going to auto-occupy. I don't think it will. So yeah, we'll just occupy this, and that'll be the war over. So the plan is to annex this. So we would take that like this and whatever gold they have on hand. Done. So how much is this going to give us? A base antagonism of 2.45? Yeah, I don't care about this. Done. So they gave us 10 gold to end their land. I don't understand why they did that. That was a very silly thing to do. Incredibly silly. But what that does mean is that we can get that RGO going. And I'm very interested in doing so. So we're not ready to build an RGO in Shire yet. That would still be the best place to build, but the timing isn't right on that. So instead, I'm going to build in Amora-Gadal. Cool. We'll get that underway, and I think at this point, we're going to wait until our disaster timer is over. at which point we are going to start investing in our military more, because we really do need to do that. But for now, I'm going to pump our money into the economy, and then that's not going to pay off very much yet. But the moment that this goes away, we're going to see a huge switch be flipped on our economy, and that's going to be a big deal for us. So that all looks good for now, and what else do we have in here? We've got high inflation. It is currently rising at this moment, and we should probably try to cut our minting down to about here. So it's very slightly dropping, and yes, I know we're running a deficit. For now, that's okay. We have our inefficient minting going on, and that should be okay. A grand palace? That's a terrible idea. We're not going to do that. Get out of here. So this RGO is building very fast. That's interesting. It's building faster than I expected, for sure. But that's absolutely fine. So at this point, we're 3 years away from decline of the empire going away. Okay, Yemen has presented a CB on us, and now Alodia has declared with a humiliate CB. Okay, so we're not necessarily shocked about this. So I'm going to raise up our army maintenance, and we're going to have to bring up our minting as well. I'm going to put it here for now. We're going to need to raise our levies. And our levies are going to be way stronger than they were last time. So that looks good. We're going to get these raised. Exiles in the Kingdom of Alodia. Okay. Okay, so we've got all of these forces here, and we can see that they're actually walking into us over here. We'll see if they continue to do that. They do. Okay, we're just going to win that. That's just free. And that seems fine. So we're going to move these forces in to about here for right now, I think. I'm just thinking about how we want to proceed with this, because we're going to have to siege here and here. And the question is, how many troops does Alodia actually have? Okay. These numbers don't seem to match up with what I'm expecting to see here. We have 400 regulars to their 0. We have 4874 levies, and they have 8,000 levies. Okay, so that's good to know. They have increased their levy count as well as we have. So that's good to know. We're going to back off and group our forces together, and we're just going to wait at this moment. We've won one battle, and the question is ticking on our side now? I don't think so. I think we have to win a couple of battles for that to happen. I'm going to group these forces together, and we're going to fall... actually, it's January right now. I'm just going to hang out here. So we've got these guys down here. They could try to walk through this territory and attack us in the south. They've done that in the past. We'll see if they decide to go that route. Now, I'm going to cut down our minting until we're making about 1 ducat per month. I don't want to be getting more inflation right now. No. Get out of here with those traditions. That's fine. So we're going to get our troops up over this direction, and look at this. They're low morale and walking into this location here. Now, that's fascinating. Can we see when they lock in? They're locked in now. Okay. So that looks good. At this moment, we're going to attack here because they're at low morale. We are not at low morale. We have reinforcements on the way in, and this is a good location. So, yeah, I agree that it's very likely that we'll win this. They are very upset about it. This just flipped over. They took it over incredibly quickly. Well, we did a lot of damage to them, but that was definitely not ideal. So we're going to move back over here. I did not expect them to take that over that quickly. That was kind of insane how quickly they took it over. So we're just going to group here for now. Where are we retreating to? Oh, we're retreating all the way down here? Okay. So they're splitting their force, and that's fine. But yeah, they took that over very, very quickly. But they're splitting their force, and that is a huge deal. So we're going to hop over here Eventually, our retreat will stop. Oh, we're retreating all the way over to Barara? Come on, guys. We don't need to retreat that far. But they're stopped by sieges at this moment. Now, one thing we can do is we can bump up our fort maintenance, like this. And that might help matters. I don't, strictly speaking, know. It might be too late at this point. So we're going to walk over to Gambo at this moment and group up with these little guys. We need to make our way back. And we'll make our way back up eventually. I want to group these together. There we go. I had to select, or deselect, and then reselect them. So that was exciting. Okay, so up we go. With their forces split like this, we should be in a position where we can defeat them. So that's wonderful. We're going to walk up over here, and we're going to rest our forces here in Sana until our morale regenerates. There we go. Now we're going to go in over here. Now the game thinks that we're going to lose this. Their army has better quality than ours. But the terrain is to our benefit, and our army has higher morale than theirs. So I'm going to take this fight. They are running away. They actually are getting out very quickly. So apparently they think that I was correct, and they don't want to take that fight. Now, I don't think I want to take this fight. Yeah, I don't want to take that fight. But if we were to go here, they would almost certainly reinforce, right? They will arrive on 2 July. We will arrive on 4 July. But this is where our fort is. I'm going to walk back this way for right now. Okay. So we're currently here. Are we locked into this? Yeah, we're locked into this. Wait, they're walking into us here. This is a bad move on their part. This is a really bad move. We just absolutely crushed them. So that was huge. And now we need to figure out where exactly their forces are. Unfortunately, we didn't do a lot of damage to them there. But wait, they're going to walk into us here now. Stop moving. Just stay here for the moment. Okay, they retreated very quickly from that one as well. So we're going to walk up over here. They're in retreat at this moment. No, we're going to keep this as the capital. So our legitimacy is rough. In Regency. Okay. Noted. So that's understood. Who is this? Because our Nagusa Nagas just died. This is our wife. I see. Our Nagusa Nagas died, but we did have a child in time. So that's good. So we're going to take over this right here. We're going to liberate that. And we're going to walk up over this way. Now, if they regroup their forces, they still have a numerical advantage on us. So that is absolutely a concern. I'm going to cut our fort maintenance. I don't want to spend that money. Okay, these guys are raising up their levies. Sure. Are you going to come help us? That would be a nice thing to do if you did. Can we call them into this? They're a tributary, so I'm not sure if we can, actually. Are they in this war? And just refusing to come? Let's open up the country panel here, and let's take a look. No, they're in the Egyptian Makurian war. Interesting. Well, we're going to come down over here and take back our territory, although that is currently being taken over. So I'm going to walk in here and take over this little area. Now, this is a little dangerous for us. Yeah. So we can see that they've got these 6,000 here, which are currently located here. And there's going to be a battle here on 29 October. So we probably want to just bail on that. Let's make our way back over to Shire for right now. Okay, we gained 20 prestige. That's neat. So this is their whole force grouped together at this moment, and I'm just going to back off here. They're walking in here. They want to take this back. That's understood. So at this point, I want to check in here. Attacker ticking. Noted. from that one battle that they won. Even though we won 2 battles after that, they still have ticking at this moment. So that's awkward, for sure. Well, we need to bait them into another bad fight, right? So we're going to walk back over here, and they appear to be chasing us. So this would be... the game is saying that we're likely to lose this. I'm not sure that I think that's true. Their morale is quite low. We could back off a little bit further, but we have a level of fortification here. This is in mountains. We're the defender, and we have full morale. They have about half morale. This battle is going to happen on 3 December. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, as I thought. We just absolutely crushed them here. That was huge. So, with that being done, now the question becomes, when can we start to go on the offensive? I think the answer is not yet. But what is the status of ticking now? There is no longer ticking war score. Okay. I'm just going to hang out here then. We're just going to wait. Now, we're in a situation where we're losing money, and we're going to run out of money very, very soon. We do not... Oh, we do have access to a loan. Just barely, but we have access to a loan. I'm still going to crank our ticking here. Or rather, our minting here. So that seems fine, and we need to get out of this decline of the Empire, right? But Alodia needs to stop attacking us, and... to be honest, at this point, my plan is to just outlast them. They have to come back and attack us for anything to happen here. We've got these guys moving up. I don't know where they're going. I would really love to bring Afat into our war here. I don't know where they're going. I think they're going up to Egypt. So at this moment, what we're doing is we're waiting for Alodia to come back again. They still have a numerical advantage on us, and we are waiting for our manpower to regenerate on some of our units here. Okay, this guy died. Sure. We can raise additional army levies, and we're going to. Cool. So that looks fine. The next question is, when are they coming back? And here they come. So, are they going to do the same thing again? So they're going to attack here. There's only 57 troops. I expected more than that. I thought that said that was going to be like 500 and some. Okay, well, it's 57 that showed up. It's fine. So they're making their way up over here, and this is very interesting. It looks like they're heading for Yeha here. So we're going to walk up into Axum. Okay, there's Army Morale Recovery Speed. That's fantastic. Army Initiative looks good. We're going to take that. So we're going to position right up over here in Axum, and they're currently sieging in Yeha. This is their entire force. We're going to recover our morale, and the question is, if we attack here, what do we think is going to happen? This is mountains. We have the defense here. They have a numerical advantage. Their army quality, I'm assuming these stars are the army quality, that's a fair amount higher. But we would be the defender in mountains. And historically, that has given us an enormous advantage. I'm going to take this fight. It's a bit of a gamble. We'll see how it goes. It's mediocre. But we won. Okay. That was rough. I'm not going to lie. And we still don't have the numbers at this point. So we're going to fall back into the mountains again, and we're just going to keep doing this. This is going to continue to be our strategy for the time being. Now, I was hoping to get our army bulked up, but unfortunately, the decline of the Empire has put that on hold for a couple of years here. However, It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to whittle down their numbers, and we're whittling them down okay. But we need to get enough so that we can go on the offensive and start actually taking some territory from these guys. That's what we really need to do here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge, STL, Spock, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.